Once upon a time, in a small town nestled between rolling hills, there was a young woman named Lily. She lived in a cozy cottage on the edge of the forest, where the sound of birds chirping in the mornings and the rustling of leaves in the wind made the world feel peaceful. But despite the beauty surrounding her, Lily was often weighed down by a sense of heaviness, a quiet sadness that she couldn't shake. Lily had everything anyone could ask for: a roof over her head, food to eat, friends who cared for her, but still, she found it hard to smile. She spent her days in a routine of work, sleep, and more work, without ever feeling truly content. She had dreams, too, but they always seemed just out of reach. Every time she tried to chase them, something held her back: fear, doubt, or perhaps the feeling that she wasn't worthy of those dreams. One chilly autumn afternoon, Lily went for a walk in the woods, hoping the solitude would bring some clarity. She wandered aimlessly for hours, lost in thought. As the sun began to set, casting golden rays through the trees, she found herself standing before an old oak tree, its trunk wide and twisted, roots burrowing deep into the earth. She leaned against the tree, sighing deeply, and whispered to the wind,
"Why can't I be happy? Why does it feel like something is missing, even when everything is right?"
To her surprise, the wind seemed to answer, carrying with it the faintest whisper of a voice, soft as a breeze.
"Maybe happiness is not something to find.
The voice said.
Perhaps it's something you have to create."
Lily looked around, startled, but saw no one. The woods were quiet again. The voice, though, lingered in her mind, and something about it felt familiar.
"Create?
She whispered to herself.
But how?"
"You must try.
The voice continued.
To be happy, you must try, even when it feels difficult. You don't wait for happiness to come, you make space for it in your heart, in your actions, in your life."
Lily stood there, confused but intrigued. What did that mean, exactly? Was happiness really something that could be made? She wasn't sure, but she felt a strange warmth spreading through her chest, like a seed being planted. The next day, Lily decided to put the mysterious advice to the test. She woke up early, before the sun, and decided to do something she loved but had forgotten for a long time: painting. She set up her easel by the window, letting the soft morning light spill over the canvas. At first, it felt awkward, as if the joy she once felt from creating had been buried under layers of doubt. But then, slowly, she let herself relax. With each brushstroke, she felt something inside her shift. She wasn't trying to be perfect, she was just trying to enjoy the act of painting again. Later that week, Lily took a walk into town, something she hadn't done in months. She greeted familiar faces with a smile, shared small conversations with strangers, and even helped an elderly woman carry her groceries. It wasn't a grand act, but it felt good to connect. By the end of the day, Lily realized that these small acts of kindness, these little moments of joy, were filling her with a sense of peace. She started noticing more beauty around her: the vibrant colors of the flowers blooming in the garden, the sound of the river flowing nearby, the warmth of a cup of tea in her hands. These things had always been there, but it was only when she allowed herself to be present, to try and feel joy, that she truly saw them. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, Lily began to feel a change within herself. She no longer waited for happiness to fall into her lap. Instead, she learned that happiness was a choice, an ongoing choice to embrace the small moments, to be kind to herself and others, to try, even when it felt hard. It was about creating space for joy in the ordinary, finding beauty in the simple things, and knowing that life didn't have to be perfect to be fulfilling. And in that moment, surrounded by the warmth of the fire and the quiet comfort of her home, Lily finally understood: sometimes, happiness was simply in the trying.